What's up, man? On the way to the lake house, meet up with a very, very good friend of mine who also happens to be my realtor. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trigger on selling the cottage, man. Still keeping the vacant land next door, and I'm gonna keep bringing the fight to FEMA and the township regarding that. But that's not what this video is about. You know what the biggest regret I have in my entire life, man, is that as of 2012, being a born-again Christian, the biggest regret I have in my entire life is my entire previous life, man. All the evil that I had done in my former life, dude, is continually reminding me of the things that I had done in my past, And look, just because we're saved and just because we're forgiven it washes away that sin, but it sure as hell doesn't wash away the facts that we've done what we've done, And while those things that we have done in our previous life may not be recorded here on earth, as in, criminal record or anything of that nature, sure as hell was recorded in heaven, and albeit at the time of our saving, right, the time of our salvation that we were freely given, although that has been washed clean, right, clean slate. My point is, man, you still got to live with your evil deeds that you've done. And should you do those evil deeds, even as a born-again Christian, because look, we're still capable of evil, you're held to a higher degree of accountability now since you've been saved. And to be a Christian and continue in that type of sin is, like I said, while you may be forgiven of it, you're going to be bombarded with the reminders of the shit that you continually do. Now, you thought it was bad enough with your past coming back to haunt you. Imagine being a Christian, born again, a saved child of the living God, doing things to people, conduct unbecoming, right? Just imagine that for a minute, man. No, it is, as a Christian, we're held to a higher degree of accountability. And, I'm not talking about cussing, all right? I'm not talking about that, because I do that a lot. And although it is profane, look, we got bigger fish to fry in this world. And it starts with us, man. Judgment begins at the seat of, the house of God, right? So it starts with us and the trickle-down effect thereafter. So, if you're out there trying to screw people to fill your own belly and you're going to claim to be a Christian, then I just want you to know that you're only hurting yourself, man. You're only hurting yourself. Yeah, you might be hurting me a little bit, but ultimately, you're hurting yourself the most, because your conscience is what you have to answer to every night when you lay your head down, when you try to go to sleep. God, man, I feel for you. And I have been duped by I've been duped by some whom what I considered brothers in Christ. And they very, very well may be. But they are definitely the least of us. But no less, I did what I could do, not for praise of men or whatnot, but instead because I felt led to be of assistance to these select individuals in their time of need. And I know where my reward comes from. And I know who it's between, right? And so I guess that's all I got to say about that, man. There is no one in particular in this community that has brought me any kind of harm. So don't be misled in any way, shape, or form to that respect, okay? Nobody's done anything to me. I'm just bringing out a little heartfelt moment between you and me. And wanted to let you guys know, man, that, everyone is still capable of evil, no matter how good they may seem. Saved or unsaved, righteousness or unrighteous. All men are capable of evil deeds, be they in Christ or not. We're still all fully capable of evil, man. As long as we wear skin, we will sin. The only difference is our salvation. And that's why the Apostle Paul said, it doesn't give you, and I'm paraphrasing, it doesn't give you the free, a free meal ticket to run out and just go full-blown retard willy-nilly and be a frickin' sinner because daddy's got your back. If you're looking at it like that, man, then there's going to be a full-blown atonement within your own conscience to answer to. You don't got to answer to God. He's already forgiven you. You got to answer to yourself. You got to answer to your conscience, man. And at that point, how much do you think you can take? Because the things that I had done, to me is excessively evil. Whereas most people would add that up to just being young, But, no, I know what I did, and I know what I did was wrong, and I'll never do it again, and I struggle with my spirit on a daily basis, Without that struggle, man, what do we have? Right? We're living in that freedom to be sinners. So we need to struggle daily with ourselves, man. We need to fight that fight. We need to finish well. We need to endure until the very end. When we get to shed our little earth suits, right? Our skin suits, and give whatever is given to us to sustain us. So we're told is substantially better than what this is. All right. But that's called faith. You know what I'm saying? That's all called faith. And you guys have faith in your silver, and we have faith in our gold. And, well, I'm selling the cottage today on faith that, I've fought this fight as much as I can fight it, man. And it's been an increase of knowledge, I'll tell you that. Right? But if I compare that to the Bible, I can see that, ever learning but never coming to the knowledge of the truth. Well, I've been ever learning, man. But I feel like I keep jumping out of one hamster wheel and into another one. You know what I mean? It might be a bigger wheel, it might be a smaller wheel, but no less, I'm still jumping into another wheel. Out of the frying pan into the fire type deal. And I'm sick of it, man. I'm just freaking sick of it. So I am going to retain the chunk of land still next to the cottage, and I'm going to stick with last summer's plan that I had orchestrated. And, I'm going to sell the cottage. Look, I'm still counting my blessings, man. I'll have the money. I'll have another $300,000 in my portfolio. But I'll still have land to be able to access my boat. And I'll still have land to be able to enjoy the lakes. And, my faith is that I'm tired of kicking the rock, which is God, I believe. I believe he's intervened for my betterment because he has better plans for me. Look, who's to say that I just follow through with this commitment on faith, and a month, a year, 6 months from now, 3 months from now, whatever, tomorrow, the cottage sells, and 2 days later, a house on the actual lake, not the river, comes up in my price range. Something that I just can't walk away from, that blows my mind, that I am absolutely in love with. You know, who's to say that won't happen? Because what has happened is a piece of property that I had my eye on last year that I really, really wanted, that's only 5 miles from here, has since come back on the market, only with a little bit more infrastructure for $7,000 more than what I could have got afford then. You know, that's a possibility right there. I could be being led there. If it's truly for me, then it will be for me. But right now, I'm not going to put the cart before the horse. I'm going to unload the cottage, and I'm going to wait instead of try to make this happen. I've been trying too hard to make something happen, and I understand that when we really want something, we have to strive for it and work toward it. But there comes that point, man, where you have to just throw your arms up in the air and put your faith in something greater than yourself. And myself, being a Christian, I'm throwing my arms up in the air and I'm saying, you know what, Lord, I've had enough. And I'm just going to accept what I still do have, which is a blessing also, and be grateful for it. And then when this cottage sells, which I'm confident it will, I'm going to, first I'll be rewarded with the money that I get from it. And secondly, I may or may not be rewarded with what I really truly want. I might be stuck at my other house, 20 miles from here, indefinitely. Who knows what'll happen? But what I do know is that I have run the race, and I've learned an awful lot. I've been led to many great people, and I've been educated in many different ways. But at this point, I'm throwing my arms up in the air, and I'm going to see what happens, man. So it's going to be a strange summer, my friends, but it's going to be an interesting one, man. This is a journey that I have to instead look forward to, as opposed to being upset about. So that's all I got to share with you, man. And I understand many of you aren't going to dig this video. You're going to thumb it down. That's cool. That's the beauty of being a human and being an American, right? That we have choices. And I'm of the belief that, this isn't all by choice, man. To a certain degree, we have choices, but to another, there is a certain degree of where we're supposed to be at some given time. And it's to that I'm done fighting against, man. I'll take the fight elsewhere and instead put myself in something greater than myself, and that be my God, my Lord. All right, man. Thanks for listening, my friends. Till next time. See you.